y'all, welcome back to another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Happy Friday. So I know you guys are like, Friday, why am I getting an episode? But this is a bonus episode for you guys. It is my 1 year PODversary, which means that I have been doing this podcast thing for 1 year, and I am super excited. I am happy. I am celebrating today. So I decided to give you guys an episode, for my supporters, for my listeners, to show you guys that I appreciate y'all so much. So grab a glass of your favorite drink and let's get on into it. So on this episode, I'm just going to be talking about my journey as a podcaster. 1 year down, how has it been, all of that. So I recently did an episode about support, but in case you just happen to click on this one, let me just give you guys the rundown. So I think I was supposed to start my podcast like in 2022 or something like that. Like I was doing my little topics, trying to see what my name was going to be, all of that good stuff. And I was just like, this is a lot. Like me and Apple Podcasts went back and forth so much because I didn't know at the time that if you have an iPhone, you need to be checking, I guess it's like mail or your iCloud email or something, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, I had no idea that was a thing. So I was just like, why is this little mail thing there? Like, what is that for? Because I have Gmail. So why is that there? So I'm going back and forth with Apple, and I'm thinking like, these people are ignoring me. And it was all of God's timing, I feel like, because something tragic happened in my life, and I feel like had I been doing my podcast then, I would not be a podcaster right now. So it was all in God's timing. Everything happened when it was supposed to happen. But yeah, so me and Apple were going back and forth, honey. Like I emailed them about an issue I was having, and then I emailed them again, like, okay, nobody has answered me. And then something told me, like, girl, check this little mail thing right here. So I checked it, and I'm just scrolling. And then I see the emails from Apple Podcasts. So I'm like, okay, that was my fault. My bad. I don't even know if I told them like it was my fault, but yeah. So they got everything situated for me. Shout out to Apple Podcasts. So yeah, and then shout out to the girl who I inboxed. I think her name is Kiki. Shout out to her. I'm not sure if she still does her podcast, but her podcast name was Kinks with Kiki. It is sexual content. So yeah, she helped me out and told me how she got started as far as like what platform, and gave me the little rundown. So yeah, she helped me out a lot, and without her, honey, I don't know where I would be today. So I appreciate her so much. I appreciate her for just taking the time out to give me the instructions, the rope, to show me what to do, or tell me what to do, I should say. Like, I appreciate that because, some people will ignore your message. So I appreciate her so much. Thank you, girl. But yeah, so started the podcast. And if you have been a loyal listener, if you have been listening from episode 1, you can hear the growth in my voice. Like episode 1, when I first got that mic on, baby, I was nervous. Okay, so I do recommend going back and listening to my intro. I mean, not intro. My, I guess you could say it's like an intro episode. It is pretty much, because it was just a little episode about me to give you guys a little bit of backstory, I guess, or a little bit of insight about me or whatever. So yeah, if you listen to that episode and then listen to episode 1, I guess you could say like the first 2 episodes, like the intro and episode 1, and then maybe episode 2, baby, I was nervous. Like you could hear it all in my voice. And sometimes I do get nervous now, but I feel like I said in my last episode, I just got to look at it like I'm talking to myself. but I'm also talking to you guys, but you guys cannot respond. So, yeah, but I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I really, really do. My podcast would not be what it is without you guys, without my supporters, my listeners. And I feel like supporters can go hand in hand with listeners, but I feel like, they are the same thing, I would say, because you are supporting me by listening. But my people that listen to my podcast, that like it, that share it, that comment on it, that rate it, that do my posts and Q&As, I really, 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 really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really do. That goes a long way. It really does. And to those of you, okay, so this is why I said my listeners and my supporters are different. Because there's some people out there that do not listen to my podcast, and some of those may be friends, but they don't listen to each and every episode, but they share my content and all of that. So I really appreciate that too. That goes a long way for me. Like I told somebody, I said, even if people don't listen to my podcast, I would still appreciate it if you shared it on your social media. Like my family, for example, we're all on Facebook. So I feel like even if you guys don't have the time to get around to listen to my podcast, just share it. A share goes a long way. Anything like word of mouth, it goes a long way for me. So I just appreciate any little thing that people do for me. I appreciate it. Nothing goes unnoticed. I see it all. So, and I thank you guys each and every episode. Like, I really do. And it's genuine. So, yes, I love my supporters. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. If we could all link up and do a little episode together, I would love that too. I just want to grow and elevate my podcast. Like, that's what it is all about to me. Like, I want guests on my podcast. I do have some people in mind that I would love to reach out to and see if they would like to be on my podcast. I would appreciate it a lot. And there are some of you who I keep telling that you guys need to get on an episode of my podcast. And I don't know what y'all have going on. Okay? I don't. I don't know what y'all have going on. But yeah, I would like you guys to get on my podcast. And if you are ever interested in sending feedback, like voice notes, or if you even want to, join in on the episode, just write me in my email, which is in the description box of this episode. It's in the description box of every episode, honestly, and in the main description of the podcast, or I think it's on my link tree too. So you can reach me anywhere, or if you follow me on social media, just inbox me, ask me what my email is, and I will send it to you. I'm in North Carolina. If you listen to my intro, then you know that. But yes, I'm in North Carolina. So to my people that listen that are local, or even if you plan to be in town at some point, just hit me up and we can do an episode together. It's nothing. But yes, I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. We are at 1 year and I am excited. Like, I am celebrating. Okay. I'm excited. I'm happy. And it's just crazy to think, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting emotional. I am a crybaby. Like, I'm a really, really, really big crybaby. Everything makes me cry, like a movie. If somebody is crying in the movie, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to cry. Or, that is crazy to say out loud. Or if something like sad happens in a movie, I'm going to cry. Like, my eyeballs are going to get watery. I forgot which movie I went to see with my sister, but baby, I should have took some tissues in there, because all you heard were sniffles coming from me, and sniffles were coming from other people, but I forgot which movie we went to see. But baby, my eyes, like the tears were running down my cheeks. So yeah, I'm a crybaby, but I really support and people just rooting for me and being on my side, on my team. Like, I appreciate you guys so much. The little things matter the most to me. Like, it's the little things for me. So yes, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all who do my posts, Q&As, rate it, leave your comments. I am on YouTube, okay? So those of you who comment on YouTube, I appreciate you guys. Those of you who follow me on YouTube, subscribe to me, I appreciate you guys so much. Like, I can't say that enough. Like, it goes a long way for me. So yeah. But it's just crazy to think like I'm a year in, and I don't know why I don't know. It is an emotional thing to talk about, because this is like when my best friend commented on one of my posts I put up today about my PODversary, and he was like that I birthed a baby, and it was just like really emotional, because it's like I really did. Like, I sat here and I wrote down my topics. I wrote down my podcast names, and I just did a whole bunch of planning, and to see it become a reality is a beautiful thing. Like, I have so much that I want to do with my platform. And every time I tell people like what my podcast is about and that this is a safe space, baby, I really mean that, because nothing is off limits when it comes to my podcast. Like, I literally get up here and I talk about it all. Now, some things, like, it's like 2 topics I probably would not have talked about, like the whole interracial dating thing, or the N word. I probably wouldn't have got up here and talked about that, because that is like, what's the word I'm looking for? That is kind of like a tricky little topic to discuss, because I don't ever want to get up here and offend anybody. Like, that's never my intention. Somebody did tell me when I did my interracial episode, somebody did email me and told me that I sound racist. And I'm just like, I'm really not. If you know me, then you know. I think this was like a dude. Honestly, I have no idea who the dude was. Or it was probably a dude that I was getting to know, and then we fell off. But yeah, emailed me, told me I sound racist, and then I was like, oh shit, like, okay, I don't need people sending me no hate mail or anything like that. But sometimes it comes with the job, but I haven't gotten any of that, so that's a good thing. I've pretty much gotten support all around. But yeah, so those are topics that I probably would have stayed away from, because like I said, it's a sensitive topic. Never want to offend anybody, and that's why I put a little disclaimer, like it might ruffle a little feathers or whatever, and that's why I make sure that I say loud and clear what I'm going to be talking about at the beginning of my episode. Like, I don't just weasel it on in there or squeeze it on in there. Like, I don't do that, because I don't want nobody to be caught off guard. This is what I told you I'm going to discuss. So if you stuck around, it is what it is. Now, somebody also told me that they knew that I was going to have those type of comments that I had for that episode, but I think they said they respected it, whatever. They didn't look at me any differently. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, people have their own opinions at the end of the day. Some opinions you will agree with and some you will not. I had to learn that the other day. But yeah, you just won't agree with everybody, and that's cool. Just be respectful. Keep it cordial. Keep it peaceful at the end of the day. But like I said, something tragic happened in my life. And I feel like had I been doing my podcast when I originally was planning and trying to get in touch with Apple and trying to figure out what my podcast name was going to be, how many days a week I was going to post, had I got all of that in order and just started doing what I was doing, I feel like I probably wouldn't be doing it today. Like, because in the middle of me planning, well, I'm not going to say in the middle, but my mom passed away, which I talked about that in episode 4. And I think I talked about that in another episode, but I know episode 4 is dedicated to my mom. Like, that episode is for her, about her. All of that is about loss, grieving, all of that. So go check that episode out. It's episode 4. But yes, so with something like that going on in my life, I feel like I just would have shut down and left this alone. But seeing that I was not doing my podcast then, it I think I started doing my podcast like a couple months later. Yeah, a couple months later. And I know it's a couple months later because, again, episode 4 was about my mom. So, yeah. But I feel like when you are doing something and something tragic happens in your life, it's kind of hard to stay focused on what you have going on. And I feel like seeing that I still have a hard time dealing with that today, I probably wouldn't have stuck with my podcast, if I'm being completely honest. Wouldn't have stuck with it if it happened in the middle of it, because I couldn't see myself getting up here recording, doing what I do. So like I said, timing is everything. God's timing is everything. So when I couldn't get in touch with Apple and I didn't know about that iCloud email, it happened for a reason, and I can't do anything but thank the man upstairs for all that he has done for me, everything that he's going to do for me, the doors that he's going to open for me, the platforms that he is going to put me on. Like, I just look forward to a beautiful, beautiful journey. I know it might have its ups and downs, because me recording my podcast, I have had my downs, trust me. Like I said in one of my episodes, when I was falling asleep trying to record because I was procrastinating a little bit, or I won't even say that, but I record when I get off work. Like, I work today, I'm recording now. So, yeah, I record after work, and I have early mornings. Like, I work at 6 a.m. So I have early mornings, and a girl be tired. I was tired and thinking about taking a nap before I did this episode, but in all honesty, I wasn't going to do an episode today. But then, getting on Facebook, and I had put like it was my PODversary in one of my Facebook groups, and 2 of the comments was like, well, did you do anything to celebrate it? Did you do an episode or an event? And I was just like, you know what? Let me get up here and record. And, you know, because I had thought about it, but I was like, I'm going to just wait till Wednesday, do my regular smegular. But I was like, let me get up here and record for y'all, show my support, and talk about support and my podcast and my growth and my journey. So here we are. But yeah, so it's just all about God's time. And I feel like so many doors are going to open for me. I feel like I am very talented. Like, most of you know that I write as well. I write erotic short stories. I thought about getting up here reading them to y'all, which I've said before, but we will see. I'm trying to publish my work, but I also have to do a lot more writing and plan that out as well, with how many stories I want in my book, all that good stuff. So it's planning there. It's all about God's timing yet again. So it will be nice to birth 2 babies, you know. That is funny, because I would like 2 kids, but I prefer twins. It would have been nice to birth them both at the same time, like my book and my podcast. But yeah, all about God's timing. But yes, I do plan to drop some merch for you guys, different type of merch. So that is in the works and all of that. So I'm year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I just want to elevate, to grow. I don't want to be in the same space that I'm in. It's a beautiful space right now for 1 year. Like, it is a beautiful space, but I just want to elevate. And sometimes I sit here and I think, like, damn, am I doing enough? And I know that I need to be doing more. So yeah, it's all about growth and elevation. And I was also thinking, like, I just want to be in rooms where people are doing what I'm doing, or people, like, motivational rooms, and, you know, listening to motivational platforms and all of that. Like, it's just certain things that I'm just not into now. And I was thinking about that when I was at work. I was just like, I want to go to different events that are going to sharpen my mind, elevate me, connect me with different people, and grow. So that's my mindset these days. That's really my mindset. That's the type of people I want to be around. I want to be around writers. I want to be around podcasters, people that are going to connect me with other people, like-minded people, or people who don't even think like I do, but it's not a bad thing. Like, it's just elevating me, you know? So that's the type of people I want to be around. And yeah, I got to switch up my environments. And I have said that I want like a week to myself, like a change of scenery. I want to look out my hotel room and just see like a beautiful city, lit up night skies and all of that. Like, yeah, just go to a different city. And I thought about even doing it in my city, but I was like, would that even, which I was telling somebody this, I said, would it even make sense to get a hotel room in your city just to get a change of scenery? But, you know, some people might be like, change of scenery, like, what's different? But I guess you could say, like, looking out the window where I stay versus looking out the window at the at the hotel downtown, the scenery is different. So yeah, I'm just like, I just want to be in a big comfy bed with my robe on, or a butterball naked if that's what I want to do. Record my podcast, no interruptions, no noise, no nothing. So I don't know, I'm still thinking on it, but I do plan to take me like a little mini trip. I might do a 4th of July type trip. I'm not even sure yet, because I am off the 4th and the 5th, and I'm off every weekend. So it's only right that a girl, you know, but them hotels, because I looked them up, they are high as hell. Like, high. Sugar daddy, where are you? Sorry, I'm kidding. But kidding, not kidding. But yes, so like I said, I appreciate you guys so much. And if you do listen to this episode, go run those streams up. Go share it with your friends. Let them know that it's my 1 year PODversary, that it is only right that they support me. If you see me somewhere today, give me a nice little shout out, you know. Tell me happy 1 year PODversary. Buy me a drink, depending on where we are. Yeah, I wish I had something to put on, like a little pin or something, you know, 1 year PODversary or something. So I'm gonna look into that. Although I am like, my 1 year is today, I'm just gonna look and see, can you, like, I'm pretty sure you can make stuff like that, but yeah, I gotta look into that. But I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys so much. Run up my streams, run up my following, my subscribers on YouTube. Like, do it all. Do my comments, do my posts and Q&As on Spotify. Y'all know what y'all can do. Let me tell you what y'all can do. Go click on the link in the description box of this episode and Come out your pockets a little bit for listener support. That is what you guys can do. I didn't even think about that. I don't know how listener support has been going over my head. But yes, so I just had to get up here and do this episode for you guys. But if you have something that you want to do, I just say plan it out thoroughly. I'm not going to say don't think too much on it, but just think about the major things. Like I don't want to say that you don't have to think about like charging people right now, depending on it depends on what you're doing. Like me, for my podcast, I was thinking like, okay, what am I going to charge these people to listen to me? And then I was like, girl, you don't want to charge these people and they don't know who you are yet. You need to build a name for yourself, a platform for yourself, and then make it do what it do. But right off the bat, just trying to charge people and they don't know who you are, I do not recommend. So I just say plan everything out, and at the end of the day, go with what you think. Go with what you think, because people had names for me, which I did ask them. People had names for me, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go with this because this is the type of content I plan to put out. So let me just go with this. And I'm happy that I did go with what I said, because real and raw with Reed just flows off the tongue. It just sounds good. So I'm happy that I went with what I thought would be best for me, which like I said, I do recommend that for you. Do whatever works for you. You can get feedback from people, but at the end of the day, what works for what you feel is for you might not be for them. Like, what works for you will not work for them. So you just got to do what's best for you. At the end of the day, you are the one that's going to be doing it. You're the one that's going to be saying real and raw with Ree or whatever. They're not going to be saying it. You know, it's your platform. Do whatever works for you. And I don't even know if I ever said this, but so I thought about having a guest on a co-host, I don't know why I said guest, but a co-host for my podcast, but we stopped talking. So I was sitting there like, okay, now it's just me. Are people really going to want to listen to me talk? And y'all do. Like, y'all really love to hear me talk each and every week. Like, y'all really love to hear me talk, and I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate those who, what is the word? Those who, I swear it's on the tip of my tongue. Those who, I don't even know what the word is. Those who tap in, Lord. I appreciate y'all so much, because a girl was nervous. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, people are not going to sit here and listen to me. It's always podcast with 2 or more people. And then somebody who I'm cool with told me, they pretty much said that people would prefer to listen to 2 people interact versus just listen to one person talk, because that gets boring. And so I was just sitting there like, okay, this is a little discouraging, but at the end of the day, I stuck with it and I did what I did. I'm 1 year down. I have people that's rocking with me, that loves to hear my content each and every week, that text me and ask me, have I put out an episode, that lets me know that they get the notification when I have posted an episode. They take pictures and send it to me of them listening to my podcast. So I appreciate you guys. I don't know about the whole guest. I don't know why I keep saying guest. I don't know about the whole co-host thing, because a lot of people have been falling out lately with their co-hosts. And I really don't have time for that. I'm at peace with where I am. I'm at peace by myself. If you are not, it's like, it's like more that goes into that too, because you have to make sure that you guys are on the same schedule as far as recording. And let's just say they are busy, but they're busy during the time that you guys are supposed to be recording, or you just happen to be busy one day and they're free. I really don't have time for that. I really don't. So I would just prefer to have guests, honestly. Like, you let me know when you free. We can do an episode together. If you have a topic that you would like to talk about, or we can just like wing it, but just know that I don't do politics and religion and all of that. Like, I don't plan to get up here and talk about that. So yeah, so I just plan to do guests. That's it. Co-host, I'm good on it. Yeah, I'm pretty much good on co-host. But for now, I'm good on it. If you take nothing from this episode today, my 1-year PODversary episode, it feels so good to say that, I swear. I just want you to know that what is for you is for you. Nobody can take it away from you. The skill that you have, the drive that you have, the ambition, the passion, nobody can take that from you but you. Okay? What God has it for you is for you. It's all about timing, okay? So give yourself grace. Because I really had to. So give yourself grace. Be patient with yourself. Be consistent with yourself. And let me tell you, I thought about skipping an episode one Wednesday because it was like, baby, I'm tired. It was just like I'm falling asleep. It was probably one of them episodes when I was falling asleep. And I was just like, you know what? I can't do that because I have people that are ready to listen to my episode. So I cannot do that to them. They are loyal to me. I cannot do that. And I feel like once you become inconsistent and get up off that schedule, things go downhill from there. Because if you skip one week, then it's gonna be like, okay, time to do it, time to do whatever. Let's just say workout or something. If you skip Monday and you said you was gonna work out Tuesday, then it's like, damn, I'm tired. I already skipped Monday. It won't hurt to skip Tuesday. No, now you become inconsistent, baby. And I need to work out, speaking of working out. But yeah, so I was just like, I can't start that with my podcast because I skipped one Wednesday. Then the next Wednesday, I'm like, well, I just skipped the one last week and I'm tired now. And no, stay on track, keep it going, keep doing whatever it is you're doing, keep grinding. So yeah, you just gotta put the work in and make it happen for yourself. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, putting that work in. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Real and Raw with Ree, my 1-year PODversary, 1 year in the game, and many more to go. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you do my polls and Q&As on Spotify only. Spotify is the only place that you can find my polls and my Q&As. Nowhere else. Make sure that you guys rate it, that you comment, that you go subscribe to my YouTube channel, run those views up, run up those comments, make sure you like my video, all of that good stuff. It goes a long way. I heard that it helps you to get into the YouTube algorithm. I don't know. This is my first time on YouTube really like creating content. So let's go over there and run it up. Even if you follow me on another platform, we all got YouTube. So go over there on YouTube and subscribe to me. Make sure you click the link in the description box of this podcast episode to support me with listener support. It do cost you a little bit, okay? It depends on which one you click, honestly. If you big money, click that big money one. But if you medium money, small money, yeah. But listening support goes a long way, and it's my 1 year PODversary, so why not? But I appreciate you guys so much, and I cannot tell you enough. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.